or wherever. If they want to get you, they get you. We know this. We've seen it. Leader after leader has been assassinated. If they want to assassinate them, they do. If they want to, they will come from Bulgaria with poisoned umbrellas and they will stick needles in you in England. They will take, plutonium from some fucking Russian reactor and they'll go and eat sushi with you and poison the fuck out of you.
From Russia, they have origins.
So my point here is not that you should do it or that you shouldn't do it, but that you yourself know whether you feel comfortable with doing it. If you do, do it. If you don't, don't. No big deal. Sorry, you had a point to make.
Quick one. Are you Mark Morford?
No, I haven't.
Mark Media.
On Twitter, I'm Mark Media.
Yeah, that's
I was never Mark Morford. Even this is not my name. But I am, and this is another thing that I wanted to talk to you about. When you create your nicknames, it's a really good idea to use the same name in all of the different social media services, because you know yourself how difficult it is to find people. And you need to make it easier for people to be able to add you to their different social networks. And so it's a good idea to have the same name in all of the different services. It makes it easier for people. So I'm Mark Media. I'm Mark Media on Twitter. I'm Mark Media on Joiku. I'm Mark Media on Skype. I'm Mark Media on Gmail. I'm Mark Media on the other 40 social networks to which I belong. With only one exception, YouTube. I'm Mark Media UK on YouTube. And the reason is that there is a Mark Media in Romania who has continuously tried to get the Mark Media name before me, but has continuously not succeeded, with that one exception.
Why did you succeed?
YouTube. Why? I was just unlucky. Yeah, he was first. I was just unlucky.
It will be a trademark next
Mark, I have a question.
Please.
I found it hard for myself to remember all my username and my password.
Yes, this is a really, and again, when this is a useful, another interesting and useful question. I find it difficult to remember my username and my password. I would say to you that you really only need, and not everybody will agree with this, but I think you only need 2 passwords. You only ever need 2 passwords. One password that you use for stuff that really isn't that important. For example, I don't think that this is that important. If somebody hacks my Twitter account, which they have done, if somebody hacks my Twitter account, so they do, and I'll be able to get it back or I won't. Not a great thing. If somebody hacks my bank account, it's more of a problem.
How did they hack?
They just did. We can talk about that later. If somebody wants to, they will.
You clicked on a link?
No, it was something else.
No.
You should have 2 passwords. One that's really, really strong, a really strong password that's difficult to break. Random numbers and letters that you try and memorize. The other one, just use a password that's easy to remember, and use the same one in all the different services. It'll make your life easier. Now, not everybody will say that you should do that, and some people will say that that's a stupid thing to do, and there is an argument to be had there, but nonetheless. The other thing, you do need to write stuff down. It's a good idea to actually, if you really want to do it properly, have good passwords, good usernames, copy them, paste them into a Word document that you have on your computer and encrypt that Word document. That way you won't forget what things are, and if you do forget them, you can go back, you can unencrypt the Word document and look at what your password was, re-encrypt it, and you should be okay. But yes, it is a problem to do that, and the more places but it's less of a problem if you have the same name in all of the places, because that way you don't have to think about what you called yourself in the different ones.
Okay, here is the problem. I'm having 7 emails with 7 passwords,
yeah,
and 1 personal email with 1 password.
Yeah.
I can never manage, and I don't want to write them on paper, and I don't want to write them on my PC, because I might lost my wallet, so
sure,
my passwords are off.
Sure.
If someone hacked my computer, it's over.
There's KeePass, which is a software.
Okay, KeePass.
KeePass.
There's lots of there are different ways to do it, but again, even if you use KeePass, you're still depositing your passwords somewhere else. You're trusting somebody else to take care of your passwords. You don't know.